19, 20. We'll see if it came. I'm betting it comes up in 20 seconds, but I'm not sure. Because it's actually your boot. So we boot an entire Linux system. It comes up, and then it establishes the stream. So that's why. So you have the time for YouTube to kick in, and then you have, and you also have the time for Linux to boot. Do we have a Tech Talk start? Do I have a start show T3? Can I start Tech Talk? Yes, look at that. I can start Tech Talk.
Woo!
Tech Talk special. It's a Tech Talk special. It's a Tech Talk special. Whoa. Whoa. That doesn't sound good.
I just can't.
There we go. It's a special live edition of the Tech Talk Today program. It's true. It's real. The rumors were true. This will be the only one of the season. Lop ba dop 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 da ba dop. Of course, it previews the unfiltered still for some reason. I don't know how that even happens. I don't know how the YouTube system,
Yeah, she couldn't get her Go-Gurt open.
That is a tricky thing. It is a tricky thing. Yeah, go. That's right. How come I'm not seeing any, because I didn't check the right box. There we go. I wasn't getting the right levels on your microphone.
Oh, well, I wasn't talking into the mic, but let's see.
All right, so you see I got you the stories there, yeah? Hey, there, you see?
Yeah.
Whoa, we see matter.
Well, I'm getting ready to pimp out that we're live.
Rabbit-dap, dap, 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 rabbit-tap, tap. It's pretty exciting. The one, the only live Tech Talk of the season. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Rabbit-dap, dap. So.
Oh.
And then after this, after I get this edited and published,
Bizarre.
I'm not going to work on any shows until Sunday. I'm just going to stop working on shows for it's been nonstop since really the Sunday before I left, because then I just worked on the shows the whole time I was gone. So it'll be nice to take a couple days off. Not that I don't enjoy doing the shows, but it'll be nice to take a couple days off. Or at least one day. Actually, one day. Yeah, tomorrow. But it'll be nice.
JBLive dot.
Oh, that's nice that you can also see in there. You can see the the areas that I quoted from the article in that preview that I sent you.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'm still.
No, that's fine. No, I was just taking a look at it for the first time.
Join at Chris Lass. I like your new Insta Chris Lass.
Yeah, I changed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really, yeah.
Oops.
I'm not using it a lot, but I feel like when I'm traveling, I'll use it. And I think it's a good supplement when I'm doing mostly audio. It's like I figured out so I was playing with embedding that YouTube video. I also figured out how to embed Instagram posts in the Fireside show notes and stuff. So I think I might start doing that for Tech Talk Today when I'm traveling and doing shows on the road. We got to figure out if we want to keep doing the show after season 1 and how long of a break, if any, and all that stuff. We got to talk about that.
Do you know which sponsor?
Oh, yeah, I was going to look that up.
I'm going to tweet that we're live now.
Yeah.
I tagged both of
Totes,
us.
my goats. Totes, my goats.
Okay.
Remind me to tell you about my idea for the front page of the JB.com.
Okay.
Bum, 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 bum.
If you scroll down, I had Aaron.
Yeah, I see that.
With the coder, and then I changed the sticker. It just had a JB sticker, which kind of just looked like the JB logo. So now
we should give it a quick
"Ooh, what's
plug.
that?"
We should give it a quick plug on the way out of Tech Talk.
Ooh, look at that lighting.
All right, so we went LA Ting Dio. I think it's time for Linux Academy. That's what I think. Wabba-dabba-dab-dab. Linux Academy.
No, I did not swear.
linuxacademy.com/unplugged. Go there and party hardy. Oh. Also, there's a piece of software I want to get that's $200. So we got to look at.
Ooh.
I know. I'm so sick of software. You know what it is?
Yeah.
Is anything that is for professionals immediately starts at $100 above.
Yeah.
Or above. And that's like cheap. $100 is cheap. They have a more expensive version, which is $399.
Yeah, I think people would be surprised at how much we pay in dues and subscriptions for.
And speaking of that, our Dropbox business subscription renews on March 31st, which is like
no,
yeah. I just got an email today about it.
no, we just got the $800 automatic
thought so.
renewal like a month ago or two.
I know. I just got an email about it. So
No way.
Altispeed has a
would the
competitive
other
sync
one be?
product.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because
So
okay.
Noah and I are talking about like, well, how much storage space do you need? 5 terabytes, which is really insane. And then anyway, so it's something we're looking at. We may have a solution down the road. I don't know. We'll see. All right, I'm gonna do a little sound check here. See, I need that's right. I can't help it. When I hear that, it's like it's asking for the ball of corn right there.
Everybody retweet.
So I think in the future we'll do like I was thinking in the future Tech Talk Live specials will be like at events like Linux Fest, not like this in the
Yeah,
studio, but
yeah,
this
yeah.
is the first one back.
Mm-hmm.
So actually I wanted to make a couple of jeez, where did that come from? See, I don't want that, and I definitely don't want this. This can die in the butt, and I do want this. Okay. So, we're back. Live edition.
Oh, can you drop the live link in, oh.
What?
So that's not IRC.
No, that is IRC.
That is IRC.
That is.
It's not, what's that other one? It starts with a D.
Discord.
Discord.
It is not Discord.
Do you
It
want
is.
to let Discord know that
Huh? I
we're
don't.
live?
Why would I? Why?
I don't know. I guess
You could
not.
totally interrupt my thought train here.
I'm sorry.
Live edition of Tech Talk, back from Scale. Back from Scale, the adventure will continue through the rest of season 1. What else did I want to say?
Coder 300?
No, I'm talking about just in the intro, in the top. There was something else I wanted to say. Special live edition of Tech Talk. This will be the only one. This will be the only one this season. Speaking of season 1, that's what it was. Speaking of season 1, let us know your thoughts. Should we keep the show going? Okay. So that'll be I think that should be our intro right there. Is that we'll talk about, not intro, but that's what we'll talk about at the top of the show. And then I'll do the spot.
Okay.
And then we will do the stories.
Okay.
Yeah. Hello, Fimin. I saw Geek Dad in there earlier. Geek Dad, are you listening?
Cool.
Did you know I met Geek Dad? Yeah, at Scale. I met him.
Yeah, I follow him on Instagram.
He helped, yeah, so do I. He helped organize our dinner at the Brazilian barbecue, which was so good. So if he's in there, we should
Was
say
that
hi to
lots
him.
of meat?
Yeah, just like the
Yeah.
one. It's just like the one in Seattle. It's
Yeah.
fancier,
Okay.
but it's just across the street from the convention center.
Woo.
So
And you stopped in at America's Got Talent, right?
we walked around it quite a bit. that was definitely a thing. All right. So, oh really, Arch? That's cool. Yeah, I haven't tried it yet because now I'm on all these distros that don't update very often, and the ones that actually they're all Plasma too. So, okay, this is 267. Yes.
Yes.
I believe so. I have text messages coming in. What's that about? How's that for some timing?
It's not me.
How's that for some gosh time?
Gosh. darn.
I just sat down to record. And, well, I am. I am recording all of this. Gonna do that for. Jeez, I hate it when this happens because my brain is so not in the. Can you tell me what your next 2 hours are? I'm like, I know, I really. You guys do this to me all the time. It's like, no, I just really I can't mode shift like that. I don't know. Probably 2 hours. 1 hour. How long do you think we're gonna take?
Yeah, not a
Half hour.
Like an hour.
I have no
Yeah.
idea.
We'll be done by 1. We have some other things to coordinate afterwards.
Yeah, but then I need to edit too. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
We'll see. Man, I wish I didn't get the bubbles on my computer because I wouldn't have even known if I hadn't looked over at my computer. Okay. Hello, Geek Dad. Welcome back. Yeah, he is here.
Woohoo. Let's invite more live people by retweeting.
Yeah, go ahead and feel free to retweet. We're about to start the old podcast here.
Did you retweet it? Okay, never mind.
Did I? I don't know. I mean, I think I tweeted. I think I might have.
This morning.
Oh, yeah. No, I telegrammed is what I did. I telegrammed.
Oh.
I telegrammed at AS. Wait, or no, I did. I did tweet. No, I did tweet. I just didn't retweet. Okay. So now I gotta get my brain back on track. That has got to be a thing of ADD. It is. Now it's hard for me to get back into show mode.
You know what?
But I never fully left show mode either. It's a weird thing.
I may not have ADD or ADHD, but Hashimoto's causes ridiculous brain fog, and
oh yeah,
it has been so much worse in the last couple weeks. For me.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I feel like I have a scale hangover just a bit. Just a bit. I think that we pushed so hard on the drive back. I think we pushed too hard because I drove till 2 a.m. one night.
And then you got back and had a bunch of shows to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. No rest for the wicked.
That is
true. Man, you wicked.
Yeah. So, with all that said, let's get started. It's Tech Talk Today, episode 267, and it begins in 3, in 2. Welcome into Tech Talk Today, episode 267. I'm Chris.
And I'm Angela.
Hello, Angela. It's a special live edition of the Tech Talk Today program. It's going to be the only live episode this season. Mm-hmm. These will probably be special events we do from time to time, but I got back from Scale this week. I'm just getting caught up on my work. The adventure of the trip at Scale and back will continue throughout the rest of season 1, but today we're going to be talking news.
Yep.
Do a special live event. We got the chat room here over at jblive.tv. Oh, and speaking of season 1, let us know your thoughts, guys, because we're almost done.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's 3 episodes left after this. Should the show keep going? What are your expectations for the season 2 if we do it? Would you like to see us do something else? I'd like to know all your thoughts, especially if you're a patron. I'll try to start a thread over there at patreon.com/JupiterSignal to ask what should we do with the future of Tech Talk Today. Now, with all of that said, is there anything else we wanted to mention here at the top? It's been a big week at JB, but we can mention some of that towards the end after we do the news. Oh, you want to do it now?
No, I don't.
No, do it. I teased it. Do it. It's been a huge week for Jupiter Broadcasting.
Coda Radio hit 300 episodes, which is amazing. So if you haven't checked out Coda Radio 300, go to jupiterbroadcasting.com and click on that.
Bro.
Coder.show/300.
We got the new site, Coder.show.
Yes.
We actually launched a whole bunch of, I call them podcast upgrades. A whole bunch of podcast upgrades for Coda Radio.
Yeah, we're slowly converting. Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting good.
Even just reading the show notes of Coder
it's so much
300
better now,
is,
right?
No, well, yes, but no, it's just cool to see like when the first one aired and you know different things about it. And then also there's swag, right?
Cool swag.
I am on it. I have a 300 poster, kind of like we did the Unfiltered 200 poster, where the
it's a word cloud that forms 300 on a poster for Coda Radio. It's like
containing all Coda Radio titles for the first 299 episodes.
So epic looking.
Yep. And then there's also Coder coasters. And
those are great.
Literally, somebody bought 48 of them. They come in packs of 6.
They're gonna deck out their restaurant.
Yeah. And then
I got some right here.
And then, of course,
these are my Coder coasters.
We always have stickers for all the shows. You can go to jupiterbroadcasting.com/stickers.
You're forgetting the shirt and hoodie, too.
Oh, yeah. I meant to open it.
Teespring.com/Coder300, is it? Yeah. Yep. Okay, well, that was totally unplanned. That's what happens when we do a live show.
Yep.
I'm really excited. The 300 episodes is a huge milestone. And you can check it out, the new site, Coder.show. And it's going to be multi-track recorded. It's going to be edited. We're going to do local recording for Mike, and we're going to be working on the sound for the next few weeks, trying to make it better and better. Just trying to get all of the shows up a bit.
Yep. In a nutshell, we're revamping a lot of things right now, and it's all going in an excellent direction of superior quality.
Yeah, there is going to be some big changes internally coming to Jupiter Broadcasting, and we're sort of using that as a catalyst to further other change as well. We'll tell you more about that soon, but before we get into the news, let's take a moment and thank Linux Academy for sponsoring the Tech Talk Today program, and especially the special live event, the Tech Talk Live. Go to linuxacademy.com/unplugged. There, you'll land on a 7-day sign-up page. You get 7 days of access for free to the Linux Academy Training Library. It's a platform to learn everything about Linux. A full-featured training library with everything you need to know to get in-depth on cloud topics that are like OpenStack and Azure and AWS, and then the low-level stuff, like the file system permissions and working with the kernel and the things you need to know to actually make a living on Linux. They have hands-on scenario-based labs that give you experience on real servers and instructors, actual human beings, on staff, available to help you. They have so much more, too, as well as course schedulers to work with your busy week, nuggets to do deep dives into single topics, downloadable comprehensive study guides offline. Oh, I could go on and on and on. But you just go get a 7-day free trial. linuxacademy.com/unplugged. And a big thank you to Linux Academy for sponsoring the Tech Talk Today program. And thanks for the Unplugged program for letting us steal their URL. Suckers. linuxacademy.com/unplugged. So you're not going to be mining cryptocurrency via sneaky ads anymore on Google's platform. Google is banning all cryptocurrency and related cryptocurrency ads on their Google ad network starting in June.
Wow, so whether or not it's actually behind-the-scenes mining?
Or if it's just legitimate for, like, Coinbase.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not limited to just, like, exchanges, and it's not limited to just, like, crazy ICO, which are initial coin offering scams or anything like that. It's just cryptocurrencies, trading stuff.
This is the first step to them entering the cryptocurrency market, right? Like that's what you do. First, totally, you squash the competition while you're getting your crap together.
Now then you get the Google coin out there.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Oh, man. Facebook adopted a similar policy earlier this year when it began prohibiting ads for certain types of ICOs and cryptocurrencies. But their ban is not as extensive, though, as Google's is going to be. This is an interesting move by the Googs, and I can kind of understand why, because it would seem like it's almost too much effort to weed out the legitimate cryptocurrency ads from the ones that could be just selling a scam.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see where that goes. Well, I'll see where. I wonder if Google will retract that as cryptocurrency becomes more mainstream.
Mm-hmm.
We will see. Now, YouTube, part of Google, didn't inform Wikipedia about its plans to embed Wikipedia in YouTube. So if you didn't know, the YouTube CEO announced at South by Southwest that YouTube is going to start adding information from Wikipedia articles to conspiracy-related videos within the next few weeks.
Wow.
Now, I don't know what that means exactly. What defines a conspiracy-related video? I mean, you can you can say some obvious examples, like Alex Jones, but you got to wonder.
Well, that's interesting because Wikipedia is consumer contributed, right? I think there's a better way to say that, but
user contributed, user edited.
It's not necessarily factual or accurate, you know.
Yeah.
So to put it on a conspiracy.
So Wikimedia, the business behind Wikipedia, pointed out a few things that essentially spell out a heads up would have been nice, Google. B, now we're worried this is going to lead to way more vandalism. C, which will lead to way more user work just because it's on YouTube. So here's what they say. According to Wikimedia, the partnership isn't a formal one with either Wikimedia or Wikipedia. They go on to say that while YouTube doesn't necessarily need to officially partner with Wikimedia because the Wikipedia articles are licensed for anyone to use, but they go on to say, gosh, this is going to cause some work, and we want people all over the world to be able to use, share, and add and remix Wikipedia. But at the same time, we encourage companies who use Wikimedia's content to give back in the spirit of sustainability. In other words, give us a donation or get some people on here editing if you're going to start embedding these YouTube.
You know, if some major thing came up and said, by the way, we're going to feature your... I'm not sure I'd complain. Like, yes, there are some back-end things to iron out or work out, but this is an amazing opportunity that just fell in their lap.
Yeah, it is in a sense, but it also is going to lead to way more traffic on those articles. And, they're probably worried. I mean, look at the YouTube comment section. What if they start flooding into Wikipedia and start vandalizing these posts?
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, people are saying, hey, well, isn't going to link this increase traffic? Yeah, it will. Will it increase vandalism? It's possible. It seems like the polite thing to do would have been at least inform Wikimedia that this was coming. Because they don't have infinite labor. So there is some sort of impact there. Oh, man. So, yeah, if you've heard about YouTube embedding Wikipedia articles on conspiracy videos, well,
and only on conspiracy videos,
yeah.
right?
And somebody has to be labeling them as a conspiracy, right? Somebody has to be making that determination. Or a bot is, which is even scarier.
Flag as conspiracy.
Now, I want to talk about Meltdown and Spectre. What? Now, we haven't ever talked about them on the show before, so here's a little primer if you're not familiar with them.
There are 3 variants of the security vulnerabilities known collectively as Spectre and Meltdown. Variant 1 and 2 are different aspects of Spectre, while Variant 3 is Meltdown. Fixes for Variant 1, 2, and 3 have already been released, and the best way to stay protected is to keep your system up to date. But what are Spectre and Meltdown, and how do these fixes work? Let's address that by focusing in on Variant 2, which exploits a valuable computer feature called speculative execution. Speculative execution enhances a CPU's speed and performance with a feature that allows it to speculate on what tasks might lie ahead, even before the CPU actually makes that request. The speculative execution feature serves as a kind of scout, operating well out in front of the CPU's many other functions and capabilities. Its goal is to speed things up for the entire system by exploring lots of potential CPU tasks in advance.
So this speculative execution feature was sort of a hotshot feature that sort of had some assumptions made around its security. Now, as promised, Intel has announced that the 8th generation Xeon and Core processors are going to, quote, further reduce the risk of attack of Spectre and Meltdown via hardware fixes. They will work in combination with the software, which they say this should be close to a 100% fix. The hardware changes will stop attacks by Spectre Variant 2 and Meltdown Variant 3 weaknesses, and that's it. But the software fixes will still be required to have them on. You'll still have to have all the software patches and microcode fixes to fend off against Spectre Variant 1. It gets confusing because there's multiple variants and there's different ways to protect yourself, but nonetheless, by the 8th Gen Xeon chips, with the right amount of software and these new 8th Gen Xeons or cores, this should be pretty much there. Now, Intel's being a little bit dicey on like the commitment to this because they also have something coming down the road that'll be in a new generation of processors called partitioning. And this is going to be what I think Intel's going to position as the final fix. And you can think of it as additional protective walls between applications and user privileges. And that's going to start with the first round of changes starts with Cascade Lake, and then the final partitioning will be in the generation after that. Is your head spinning?
Yeah, yep. You're doing a great job.
Yeah, right. The reason I wanted to mention this is because there's been a lot of debate on when is Intel actually going to ship a hardware fix, because they've been trying to solve this in software, but the core issue is in the hardware design. They're positioning this as a fix, but when you actually dig into their language, it doesn't sound like it's the final fix. So that's why I wanted to cover this story, because I want everybody to be a little skeptical, and I'll have a link in the show notes. Go to techtalk.today/267 to get that information. Now, let's shift gears and talk about a couple of subscription services that one that's going to be arriving soon and one that's blowing up. The first that's arriving soon is Lyft is testing a Netflix-style monthly subscription plan. You know, the Uber competitor?
Mm-hmm.
30 rides for $199 a month.
$199?
Yep.
Interesting.
30 rides.
Up to 30 rides,
yes.
right?
Yep. So they're actually testing several pricing. So the monthly subscription plans are for high-frequency users. And
probably one ride per day at least, or at least during the week.
Well, usually, so I think they're selecting, what it says here in the articles, they're selecting people that were spending around $450 a month.
Yes.
So the all-access plans offered 30 standard Lyft rides for $199 a month. And then there was another package they were offering at $300 a month, which had like 60 rides. So, you know, they're different pricing plans. And the Lyft CEO mentioned that these subscription plans were the future of the company. during a press event this Wednesday.
So is a ride considered, like from the studio to my house? That's one? Or is it back?
It's a ride that does not exceed $15.
Ouch. And so then overages fees apply.
Yeah, which is not clear what happens when you go over $15.
Jeez,
Now,
this feels like data plans.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It's a subscription plan, right?
Yeah.
But so when you live in a dense city, when I'm always bopping around San Francisco, or if you're bopping around Seattle or New York, these drives are usually like $6 because it's just usually a quick hop, and it's cheaper than to even pay parking. So I could kind of see, like, if you lived downtown, you didn't have a vehicle, you're spending around $400 a month, I actually might be into this. But the $15 thing would never work here up in northern Washington because our short drives are 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, easily.
Now, here is the subscription service that is blowing up. They had a really big sale going a couple of weeks ago, so it came across my radar. And I was tempted, even though I don't go to the movies very much. It's called MoviePass. Have you heard of it?
Yes, I have. I was actually going to mention it with the last...
So they will have 5 million subscribers by the end of 2018. And the whole deal with MoviePass is a movie a day. For, one movie, you can go to one movie a day if you want.
With limitations.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
New releases, I'm sure, are off limits.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they are. Like
so,
opening weekend, at least.
So they're already accounting for 20% of all movie ticket purchases in the States. They use a MasterCard, like a pre-charged MasterCard, which you can use in other locations, and they will crack down on you so fast they will terminate. They hate that. They just hate that. Yeah. But here's how they're really going to make money. The CEO, Mitch Lowe, was recently bragging about how data is the untapped gold mine. Or he said, actually, his exact quote was, data is the new oil. How will MoviePass monetize it? His answer to that question was, our vision is to build a night out at the movies. What he means is a profile of your night out at the movies, including by guiding users to meals before and after seeing a film. He said it was possible because they have, quote, enormous amounts of information. They mail you the card so they know your home address. We know the makeup of your household, the kids, the age groups, the income. It's all based on where you live. And it's not that we ask that, it's just that we have the ability to figure that out. Then he continues, because we're being tracked, with the GPS in your phone, so we've got that. We watch how you drive from when you go home from the movies. We watch kind of what you do afterwards. And what movies you watch. We know all about you. We don't sell that data. What we do is we use that data to market a film.
Or as you said, or figure out what you should eat before
Yeah, he
or
says we
after?
could. That's what he says they could do.
That's
yeah.
weird.
And you could see them positioning themselves, selling them to Hollywood. Like, this is the way you're going to get people into your movies. Is we know what kind of tacos they like. We know how many kids they have. We know how fast they drive after they go watch an action flick. So market to them.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is creepy. That's very Big Brother, and he's excited about it.
I know. And they were offering a special for $9.99. $9.99 a month.
Yeah.
For a movie a day.
Yeah.
I was like, if that even just paid for my ticket and then I bought like the kids' tickets or
Yep.
something, that's still a good deal.
Yes.
And they're also exploring rolling out families so
Yeah.
you can get 3 tickets and stuff.
Right. They would have to because,
And I'm like, how can they afford to do it at $9.99? Well, that's how. Because they're really going to monetize the data. Oh, man. I tell you what, that is just so creepy. So let's talk about something that made me really, really happy this morning. You wouldn't think such a simple thing would be the highlight of my day, but so far, Amazon is testing a new brief mode for Echoes that replaces verbal prompts with simple, short, pleasant beeps. Now, I know this sounds weird, especially if you don't have a LadyTube, and it's just being beta tested in a few places. Thankfully, I happen to be one of the people that gets these this morning. So I'll give you a scenario. We used the LadyTube last night when we went to bed to set an alarm for 5:30 a.m., right?
Mm-hmm.
And it wakes us up with a nice pleasant jingle at 5:30 a.m. Actually, no, that was the morning before. This morning, before the alarm goes off, Hadia says, we're both awake because we just had kind of woken up, and say, I could actually use for a little more sleep. Do you mind if I move the alarm? Mm-hmm. No, go ahead. So then she says, hey, LadyTube, move the alarm to 6:30. And then the LadyTube says, okay, I have moved your 5:30 a.m. alarm to 6:30 a.m. Like, it's super loud. And like,
Yeah.
Or like when you say, hey, LadyTube, turn on the heat. okay. And it like, I was like, oh, I just wanted the heater on.
Yeah.
So
Just wanna
now
be warm.
in brief mode, you'll say, hey, LadyTube, turn the heater on. It goes, doo-doo. And you say, move the alarm. It goes, doo-doo. And that's it. That's it.
Okay.
And you could see how they could really kind of expand on that too. Like what I've been waiting for is these LadyTubes to figure out it's nighttime. So at nighttime, respond with lower volume.
Yes.
Do a D&D
Well,
mode
yeah,
automatically.
We have the
The thing on the phone. The D&D mode on the phone.
No, the light thing on monitors.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Sure, of course.
Night shift.
Well, and they know, it knows what time it is and all of that. So you could see how it could probably expand. And I would like to see all of the virtual assistants take this on because you don't need it. After you've had it for a week, you don't need all these verbal responses.
Yeah, the full-on repeat.
You got it,
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about Geek Squad. This story came across my radar. The EFF published this on March 6th. And on March 6th, they wrote a post about how the FBI is working with Geek Squad. And it's about as gross as you would expect. And it also, you can tell it started with good intentions. Because I have seen, nudie pictures on a computer I'm working on before. It just happens. Somebody gives you their computer and you're working on it and for whatever reason, just, in years and years, it happened to me once. So every now and then you're working on somebody's computer and you see stuff on there. Well, you got to figure every now and then there's going to be like child porn on there. Right? And so Geek Squad had that happen and they had to figure out, well, what do we do about this? So they developed a relationship with the FBI. But then, of course, it expands from there. And the FBI starts wooing them with special trips and treats. They start putting on presentations for the FBI.
Yep.
The FBI starts giving them surveillance tools. They start proactively looking for things for the FBI without a warrant. And the EFF lays it all out right here. They have a FOIA lawsuit right now, Freedom of Information Request Act, to try to learn more about how the FBI was using Geek Squad employees to flag illegal material. But so far, they've figured out it included things like $500 payments to Geek Squad employees. Other documents show over the years, working with Geek Squad employees, the FBI's agents developed a process for prosecuting people who sent their devices to Geek Squad. The documents would detail a series of FBI investigations in which the Geek Squad employee would call the FBI's office after finding what they believed was child pornography. Some of these reports indicate that the FBI treated the Geek Squad employees as informants, identifying them as simply, quote, CHS, which is shorthand for confidential human source. And then they would sometimes, the EFF likely believes, that the FBI would have them essentially start the process before anybody had been authorized to do the process. But because the person had handed their computer over to Best Buy, there was probably some agreement there that they had the right to go through the machine or something. So anyways, it's gross, and it's as bad as you might suspect it is, and I'll have a link in the show notes. And this is one of the things that the Electronic Frontier Foundation does that I really appreciate. And a Best Buy spokesperson has confirmed the reports, by the way. So it's confirmed by a Best Buy spokesperson that this happens. Geek Squad.
Yeah.
Geek Squad. You want to talk about space for a little bit?
Yeah.
I thought maybe we could do a space corner in the show.
Totally.
I didn't come up with like a space corner jingle or anything, but I thought it'd be fun to talk about some space news. And there has been a space story that has been so mangled by the media. It's about Scott Kelly, the astronaut that was up in space, and he has a twin brother down here.
Yeah.
Well, the reports are that 7% of Scott Kelly's DNA has been altered.
NASA says spending a year in space actually made astronaut Scott Kelly into a new man as he returned with different DNA. We already knew that Kelly grew 2 inches while in space. NASA announced that shortly after he touched back down. But now, they have compared his DNA to that of his identical twin brother Mark and found a 7% difference. And unlike the height, NASA says that DNA might not ever return to the way it was, saying, quote, Scott's telomeres, end caps of chromosomes that shorten as one ages, actually became significantly longer in space. They added that Kelly had hundreds of space genes activated by his time in orbit, which altered his immune system, DNA repair, bone formation networks, and more.
The only problem with this story is that it's not true. It's not true. In fact, Scott Kelly himself even mocked the story on Twitter. So a NASA spokesperson has sorted out what's going on. And I've seen this on NBC News. I have seen this everywhere. It's just the media really falls down when covering science stuff. So the NASA spokesperson writes that Scott's DNA did not fundamentally change. What researchers did observe are changes in gene expression, which is how your body reacts to your environment, and NASA believes it is likely within the range for humans under stress, such as, and I quote, mountain climbing or scuba diving.
Yeah, no, actually, I did the 23andMe test, and I have I have actually a lot of gene mutations, and one of them in particular that I was worried about actually doesn't appear to be expressing. So even though I have the mutation, it's not currently, a problem for me. So I totally understand where this is coming from, but it is weird that they're reporting it as, a change in DNA. Because it's not a change in DNA. It's,
right. And it shows you how little our understanding is, because not only is there the genes and if they're activated, but then it's how they're expressed too.
Yes.
Oh, wow. That's complicated.
Yeah.
It's...
Well, and stress can cause, them to turn off or on. And there's so
I
many
guess it's just
factors.
too nuanced for the media to cover correctly. And
Yes.
you're still seeing 7% of his genes are changed.
In fact, I think I will talk to my naturopath next time I see her and ask her thoughts on it.
Yeah, you
because
should.
It would be really interesting.
Well, and I've also heard that we share 97% of our DNA with chimps or something, or whatever it is. So, like, if 7% of his DNA is changed, that math doesn't work just on this right there.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So mysteries are around us all the time, including the mystery of Steve. He's part of the Northern Lights,
The aurora borealis. They're caused by glowing atoms in the upper atmosphere, electrified by cosmic rays. Steve is something quite different.
There's a very, very intense, narrow stream of westward flowing ionized or charged gas. And it's flowing westward at maybe 300 or 400 kilometers in altitude. And it's flowing westward at about 6 or 7 kilometers per second. And it's also very hot, about 6,000 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, and it was discovered by enthusiast photographers who would jack up the image settings on their camera, and they started noticing these strange purple streaks. And that's where Steve's name comes from, it was from the community, and it just sort of stuck.
Many had noticed a faint glowing streak in the sky before, but they used enhanced photographic techniques to actually see Steve. Then Swarm got involved. That's a European Space Agency project using 3 satellites that orbit through and measure the Earth's magnetic field. So that's the science of Steve, but the unusual name, chosen by the unscientifically trained aurora chasers, stuck. Steve is still just Steve.
The community that we have is absolutely energized by the fact that they've been able to make real contributions to an actual scientific research and a bit of a breakthrough in this phenomena.
The Northern Lights is on my bucket list. I really want to see this. And they have some great photos in the article we'll have linked in the show notes up from BC. We can really see Steve.
I have been actually looking up Aurora Borealis pictures to paint on rocks.
Oh, yeah.
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 I'm totally going to paint Steve.
Totally. Yeah, he's purple, which is a good color. All right, Andrews, are you ready to kick it? It's our Kickstarter of the week, and I'm doing something I picked this one myself. Usually you pick them, but I just saw this and I was like, I'm going to save this for the show. It's called Deadwood 1876. It's a safe robbing game of teamwork and betrayal. I love the idea. They're trying to raise $25,000. They smashed that. They've raised $354,000, and they still have 6 days to go, so you can still get in on this fun-sounding game.
I was a young man in '76 when gold was discovered in the little town of Deadwood, South Dakota. I arrived with the cowboys, gamblers, businessmen, and entertainers, all looking to find or steal their share of the gold. Establishments popped up all over town, and gunfights broke out in the streets daily. Sometimes you could find a friend to lend you a hand, but sometimes you lost everything. People started teaming up, trusting each other, working together to find and share the gold. But greed gets the best of everyone in Deadwood, and it seems that everyone had a secret to keep. I alone was loyal to my friends. That is, until we had collected all the gold. Then, in a final showdown, my hidden guns threw too much for them. The gold was all mine. As my friend.
What I love about it is you team up, and you work with your friends, but somebody has to win in the end, and so you end up having to basically kill your friends. And they have pretty reasonable prices to get in. It starts really at $23 and then goes up there for the fancier that you want to get. And if you want to get like the really nice looking book and all of that. So this is a pretty fun Kickstarter.
Okay, so I just have a couple questions. One, is it based on the show Deadwood?
No, but it's based on the town Deadwood, which the show's based on. Yeah.
Oh, okay, interesting. And is it a board game?
Yeah, it's a card game, token game, board game.
Okay.
It comes with a set of dice that are really super cool for rolling, and you've got like badges, and it's got a leather satchel for that. And then there's the set of I think there's called safe cards because you're busting into safes and stuff.
Yeah.
And you get a 20 set, and they say they've attempted to make them look like they're genuine cards from like the old days. Like they're trying to make them look legitimate. They have a nice looking legitimate case for them. I keep saying the word, but legitimate. But what I mean by it is authentic. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
It's like authentic looking, and I'm pretty impressed. And the price isn't bad. I don't think we've ever done a game.
Yeah,
so
that's cool.
I'm gonna give this one a plug. It's by Travis Hancock. It's on Kickstarter, and we'll have a link in the show notes because it's a pretty large one. Or just go search for Deadwood 1876 for our Kickstarter of the week. Now, Andrews, before we get out of here, I'm going to give a quick mention that we have the not only do we have the Coder.show, but now we also have TechSnap.systems and TechTalk.today. We've been launching a whole bunch of different sites, and so if it's starting to get hard to keep track of, don't worry. We may have changes down the road coming to the Jupiter Broadcasting site. We're still working that out to kind of link everything together for you, but everything we cover is still all centrally posted over at JupiterBroadcasting.com. I know it's a lot to keep track of these days, but we're on top of it. What else should we mention before we get out of here?
You can contact either of us on Twitter. I'm at Angers.
Yeah, I'm at Chris LES. You can send in your notes like what you think we should do with Season 2. Do we keep the show going? Should we try something else? Let us know. techtalk.today/contact. And then next week, I'll resume my trip back from Scale. There was some I got a really good conversations. There's I have 143 different clips of interviews and chats with people to go through on top of our trip and all of that. Now, don't worry, I'm not playing all that in the show. I'm going to pick like my favorite 3 or 4 and put it together, and that's how we're going to finish out Season 1, as well as long as we can make it work, you'll be returning for the new segment on the show is for the rest of the season. Mm-hmm. And we're going to aim for 2 a week. We took some downtime when I got back because we were also dealing with a licensing issue for the music. The company that we licensed the music from had my vlog registered, but not the JB channel, and so I got all that sorted out, so we're not getting flagged as copyright violators anymore and all that kind of stuff. So the show should be back in full swing, assuming everything goes as planned next week. So go to techtalk.today/subscribe to get all of the ways to get this show automatically when we release new episodes. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Tech Talk Today, and we'll see you next week.
Later.
Okie dokie. There we go, everybody. Thank you for joining us on the live show. I will clean that up a bit, put some musics on it, and we'll have ourselves a easy peasy tech talk.
Yeah.
Easy peasy tech talk.
That was
like
a lot
that.
of news.
Yeah, that was. Well, because that's all the show is this week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing like any of the. I'm too exhausted to do any of the stuff before the news. Thanks, Arch. Thanks for sticking around so I could burp in the mic.
I was actually going to add, before I understood the Alexa change,
Cancel.
I thought that it was going to be. Oh,
you're fine.
That's funny. That I thought it was going to be activated by beeps, like that you would beep.
Oh God, that's funny.
And so I was going to make a joke. I was going to make a joke that with your Tourette farting noises.
Yeah, that'd be good.
That'd
be good.
That would
beep bop boop.
Yeah, it would do something like
What should we call this thing?
Chris, focus on the show or something.
That would be good.
Focus on your prep.
Yeah.
Respond
like if
to you
it
that
could
way.
remind me.
Yeah.
What should we call this thing? What should we call 267?
I know. I was actually normally when we record we have some downtime between stories to talk, and I was gonna suggest that people bang suggest, but I didn't want to. Well, I didn't want to mess the flow and cause more edit. If we were intentionally stopping, I would have, but we weren't.
What do you think? What would be a good title?
If you scroll up in the chat room, there were a couple.
I didn't see any suggestions on the JB Titles page.
No, there aren't, but there were a couple.
Sons of bitches.
There was like Goog Agree.
Yeah.
And something above that. No.
DNA is hard.
See, we had the Wikipedia and YouTube.
This is the hardest part of the show. Every
Yeah.
damn time. Every damn time. I'll tell you what. Hacking the DNA. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. It's not too bad.
So these media articles about the DNA change are going to have Wikipedia links.
No, those don't seem to get. Those don't get. We could do a play on St. Patrick's Day. No coins for you.
Oh, that's a good one.
Katy Perry. I don't know. I'm just looking at what our.
Oh, we didn't talk about Katy Perry.
I know, but
that's funny
I'm just
to
looking
title it that.
Tomb
without
Raider. I'm just Celtics versus Wizards. I'm just looking at trending Google search terms.
That is funny. That's hilarious.
I don't know. I don't know what to call this damn thing. Vanessa Trump.
Well, we had several space-related things, right? So
Yeah.
maybe some kind of homage to Stephen Hawking's.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk
or
about
something
Stephen
in the
Hawking's.
cosmos.
We didn't talk about him though, so it's kind of weird to title it.
Well, no, I said homage
Wah,
to,
wah, wah.
not with his name.
Why is it so hard? Why can't Arch Linux Russian do this for us? That's all I want. I don't understand why that's not a thing. I run it through the main computer and see if it can compute us a title. It's my fancy Tech Talk Today live page. I like that. I think I like it better than the one we ever had before. I just kind of put it together this morning. Probably because of the technical feed I'm
What
pulling
about
off.
Crypto No?
Google's crypto ban? No, because crypto is encryption.
Oh, okay.
Google's cryptocurrency ban? Is that too off the mark? Google's cryptocurrency ban. Well, it's only 3 words. It's just long, 3
and
words.
It's
also not going to have very much Google juice.
Really?
Well, just because a lot of people have that title, so it's buried.
Oh, sure, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeesh.
But yeah,
Yeesh.
it'll catch the eye though.
Yeah.
That's another one that.
It's my old man. That's my old man. Hey.
I know. Who are you talking to?
It's
I know you. In fact,
it's one of my favorites.
I was on the phone with Blazing Onion, and I'm like, well, and I'm waiting to hear if
Yeah, you're sitting there
if he wants
vamping.
to- yeah,
Jeez.
and then I'm like, well, you have the teriyaki Swiss burger, right? And she was like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, let's order that. And then
Yeah.
and like, oh, he's writing back. And then I'm like, okay, he wants the teriyaki Swiss
Yeah.
burger.
It's a good burger. You know what I like? I like how juicy it is. $2.67 because it's otherwise the burgers are just dry. I don't like dry
Yeah.
burgers. So this is gonna be Chris $2.60. Is this $2.67? Yes.
Oh, here we go. There's a couple more. Google's Crypto Caper. That's kind of
Yeah, but again, crypto is just encryption. It's not
right.
necessarily
Oh, yeah. Okay.
cryptocurrency.
Crypto Caper catastrophe clickbait.
That's pretty good.
This is Arch Linux Russian.
That's prime right there.
Yep.
It's in our genes. Hacking for no coins for you.
Pigs in space.
Is that her? Is that her video?
She's playing.
Oh.
No, she's playing.
This is funny.
She is cute.
Yeah, she is.
It's such a troll.
She's even in old videos. Let's see. All the show names are. I know. I
Maybe
know,
I'd
right?
Try being in the hot seat.
Oh my gosh, it's the worst. It's just the worst.
We share the hot seat with the live audience. You know?
Welcome to our hell. Yeah, I agree. That's one of the. You know, one of my favorite things about LAN is we don't have titles.
I know.
We just have numbers.
It throws me off
I know,
every
it is
time
weird.
I pimp it out.
We should do for all the shows like that. Because, you know.
I don't know.
I know. You know what? I've definitely noticed with this show, the title makes a big difference.
Yes.
What else you got, chat room? What else? I mean, Google's cryptocurrency ban. Could I say cryptocurrency ban shorter? I could say Bitcoin ban. Google's Bitcoin ban.
But it's all
People
currency.
don't. And people don't necessarily care about cryptocurrency. That's the other thing. Is not everybody cares about cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
Google's ban hammer. What about? Is there something between Google and the Wikimedia thing? Because those are two of the. Something like Google.
Fighting conspiracy with facts. Fighting conspiracy with Wiki.
Google fights
Or
conspiracies.
with Wikipedia.
Google conspiracy fighter. Google the conspiracy fighter.
That might do it. Google conspiracy fighter.
Well, should it be Google the? I don't, because it almost sounds like you're saying Google it. You know what I'm saying? Like you're almost saying like you're saying search for
Google, comma. You like commas. You put commas everywhere. In fact,
not how I do commas. Yes, dude. I thought you meant colon for some reason. I was thinking of colon. Google colon conspiracy fighter.
Oh yeah, that works.
Yeah, sometimes colons fuck with stuff though.
Yeah.
Conspiracy fighter. I kind of like that though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I take a lot of commas in real life too. You know, I pause a lot in real life too.
Yes.
I embrace the comma.
Yeah.
There's something on the wing. All right. Hey, look at that. Oh, Wes is tweeting about scarves and it just went on the live stream. That's embarrassing.
When you've got the perfect scarf for your outfit, but you just can't find it.
Oh my God, that's embarrassing.
Oh man.
Oh, Wes Payne. At least it's a Rick and Morty. It's a Rick and Morty GIF. So he makes up some ground with that. All right. Well, our job here is done. I'm going to go get to editing, and then this will be out for download in a little bit with musics and all of that kind of stuff. Thank you for being here, though. Hope you enjoyed the live show. We'll do this on a rare occasion. Not again for a while, but Wes and scarves.
I feel a custom sticker coming.
That would be good.
Yeah. What's the next milestone for LEP, episode-wise? I'm trying to remember.
300, but it's a ways off. 250. We could always celebrate 250.
It hasn't gotten to 250 yet. Huh?
Slow grind. Slow grind.
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah, we're at 240.
Yeah. All right, chat room. Thank you for being here. New TechSnap is out. Go catch that, techsnap.systems if you haven't yet, and go check out Coda Radio 300 if you haven't yet. Both are big episodes. Say goodbye, Andrews.
Goodbye, Andrews.